Hey guys, welcome back. Long time no talk. I am here today to talk about what I did in 2023. I didn't post very much at all, if at all. Maybe I posted like one video. I don't know. And since I've had this channel in 10 years, is that right? 2014 to 2024, yeah, 10 years. That's obviously the longest break I've taken, but I want to tell you what I did in 2023. Um, Nothing like remarkable as far as like same house, same car, same job, same husband, same kids, like big life things. Pretty much we live in the same. The major difference is I started Weight Watchers at the beginning of 2023, and then in September, after kind of some struggles and plateau, I guess I should say, I started exercising. I broke up with Weight Watchers, or WW, in September. And since then, I am down some more weight and I started working out. So, kind of wanted to talk about progress and what I've been doing, what's been working for me. And this isn't a new year, new me, because I've already been at it for over a year. I'm actually down about 55 pounds when I'm filming this. So, I know you can't tell by here, but like I can just tell my neck is thinner. You know what I mean? Like my fingers, my wrist, my wedding ring keeps like rotating. I wear a Fitbit because I'm like obsessively like tracking my steps, but that's neither here nor there. So let me just start out where I was and how I was feeling, and then what I did, and then what I have changed and how it has improved. So I started in January 11th in 2023. I did that because my birthday's January 5th, and I didn't want to like do the January 1st thing, everybody does. I wanted to live my life and have birthday cake and have a drink on my birthday, and you know what I mean? So after January 5th, I definitely wanted my weigh-ins to be midweek so that I wasn't, to me, it's hard when it's the weekend and then Monday morning, if that's your weigh-in, it's like the whole weekend, you're off your routine. And then anyway, so I wanted my weigh-ins to be January 11th. So that's why I chose, or Wednesdays. That's why I chose January 11th. And then on January 11th, I weighed in at 5'2" at 226 pounds. And I was like, nope. I've been that weight, after pregnancy before, and one other time back in like 2014. But since then, I haven't been. So I was like, we are getting there. No, no. So I first started with Weight Watchers, and I was like a big consistent tracker. Tracked every food that went in my mouth. I lost, a few pounds a month until about May. So it was January through May. And then I was down to about 205, from 226 to 205. And then the whole summer, I just struggled. I did go to Disneyland in July for 4 days and gained 7 pounds in 4 days. And then lost those again pretty quickly. But again, I was stuck. I could not. At 5'2", I could not get under 200 pounds. I was, majorly tracking, and I had figured out a way to game the system. I knew what points were zero, or what foods were 0 point foods, and so I could just like eat them. And I was eating them and not losing weight, and it all makes sense now. So the plan did change over the years. I've done it. I think that might have been my third or fourth go around with Weight Watchers in my life. And this is definitely like a lifelong thing for me if you're new here, but I used to post videos about, 2-point snacks or 3-point snacks on Weight Watchers years and years ago. But this time around, I realized, I'm not making any progress, and I wanted to change things up. So I decided in September that I'd had enough. My friend told me about something called Class Pass, where you can pay, a monthly fee, and then you can bounce between different workout places, different little gyms in your area. So that's what I did. And I, paid a small amount at first, just to like see how far those credits that I paid for went. So like I'd pay, $79 a month, and then I could work out at all these different places. So I would go to like yoga, Pilates, a treadmill place, a cycle bar, like spin class. I did boxing. I did, what else did I do? You get the point. Like I did lots of different places. I tried many different types of things. See, you can tell my wedding ring like keeps spinning because it's too big. But anyway, so I have, been bouncing, and I also was double tracking in September. I had Weight Watchers, but I also used MyFitnessPal. And I realized there was a day where I would consider like a Weight Watchers perfect day. Like I used 8 of my 23 Weight Watchers points that day. This is a perfect example. but on my Fitness Pal, I ate too much. And that was when my husband had said that, like, maybe you're eating too many of the 0 point foods. And I'm like, no. You know, I wasn't counting calories before. So what did I know? Until I did track in both and I realized, oh my gosh, it was an 8 out of my 23 points on Weight Watchers. I had like corn on the cob and, you know, stuff that was like 0 points, but like they still had calories. And I ended up overeating on my Fitness Pal. And it dawned on me, I was doing that all the time. So I was overeating and didn't realize it. And I switched my focus. I double tracked for a couple of weeks and while I started working out in September. But I switched my focus from fat free and like chemical and like artificially flavored like crap and, you know, all that stuff to like real foods, whole foods, exercising. And I had another rule for myself. I didn't have very many rules at first, okay? It was simply, I wanted to put in my steps every day, which that number has changed, and I'll talk about that. 2, I wanted to stay within a certain number of calories. Again, that number has changed as I've lost more. 3, I wanted to hit my protein goal. Now, the first day I worked out, I went to a place, and it's actually not even open anymore, AKT, which I cannot even remember the name of the girl, but she told me something. She said, make sure you're eating enough protein now that you're starting to work out. 1 gram of protein for every pound of your ideal body weight. And I mean, since then, I've seen 0.7 times your body weight or 1 time or whatever. But I try to stick to 1. So if I'm 5'2" and my ideal body weight would be like 120, 125. If I could hit 120, 125 grams of protein, that would be amazing. You know, if I can. I don't beat myself up if I can't. If I can hit 100, I'm still okay with that. But those are my rules. Hit my steps, stay within my calories, eat enough protein. And then, you know, track. Now I just track in my Fitness Pal. And then I didn't have a certain number of days a week I had to exercise or, you know, a certain number of calories I had to burn to make it happen. But, you know, I started taking pictures of my food and tracking it and making my food look beautiful and colorful and taking pride and taking time to like put the tomatoes where I thought they should go and like frame the outside of my bowl with like, oh, these are the tomatoes, these are the onions before I scramble it all up and eat it like a wild woman, because that's who I am. So anyway, I started like taking time to make my own meals and made some simple swaps here and there. So some simple swaps that I made, you know, instead of fat-free cheese and Velveeta slices that are all just, you know, chemically, I started using real cheese. What do you know? I started watching some different people on YouTube rather than my Weight Watchers gals. I started watching nutritionists and people who talk about whole food eating and also weight loss, or you know, the word I was seeing a lot was body recomposition, losing fat at the same time while building muscle, and something about what nutritionist Autumn Bates said on YouTube, and she said satiety is a thing. Like I don't remember how she phrased it, but basically, eating fat in your diet is good and it makes you feel full and more satisfied. And so it's worth it. And like, yeah, you can eat the fat free stuff, but you're not going to feel as full and satisfied. So you might find that if you just start eating more fat foods, you might feel better and not need as much of the other stuff. So I was like, all right, I'm listening. I hear you. I don't know if I believe you yet, but I believe you. I'll try it. So I did. And what do you know? I felt so good. Like after, you know, 6 months, 8 months or whatever of eating fairly clean. I mean, Weight Watchers clean, okay? That means the no sugar added this, the fat free that, the whatever, and not caring how much protein I had. And fruit is free. So, you know, I had 3 or 4 pieces a day. And before I knew it, I was like, damn, food is good. Food can be so good. So the other swaps that I made, you know, was just like little things like my dressings. I realized I can have 2 tablespoons of almost anything, like 2 tablespoons, and it's like real ranch, and it like, it like makes your salad so good. I'm like, yeah, sometimes it's worth it. So, you know, I started looking at food in a different way. So initially I was using just my Android phone and Google Fit, the free app, to measure my steps and my heart points. So my heart points goal was 45 minutes a day, basically, of, you know, heavy activity, heart points, you know, whatever they deemed like my heart rate was elevated. But the thing is, it wasn't like worn on your body. So it was giving me inconsistent data. Like I would do very little and I would get a lot of heart points, and then I would work my butt off and it wouldn't give me hardly any. Like if I go to boot camp, it gives me like 2 minutes worth of activity and I'm like dripping and sore for days. You know what I mean? And then other times I do my little under the desk pedal bike with my feet where my like I'm not even breathing hard or sweating, and it'll give me like a bunch. So for Christmas this year, I just got a Fitbit Inspire 3 on sale. So on a good deal on Black Friday, my husband got that. So now I feel like I have more insight into how I'm sleeping, and it integrates with my Fitness Pal and the watch and the activity, and it actually can like measure your heart rate and stuff like that. So it's really just a matter of like, I want to know all the things, but I also want to be able to let go and sort of, what's the word? Not be so uptight, you know? And so I'm trying to change my focus from, rule based, like I must, whatever. And I'm still tracking every single, food that goes into my body, but like a little bit more relaxed. Like I don't track when I put a cup of spinach in my smoothie. I'm just like 7 calories for a cup of spinach, whatever, When I used to track like every single cherry tomato, I'd be like, oh my gosh, did I have 6 or 7? I can't remember. Now I just write like lettuce, tomato, onions, and it's like 20 calories. I'm like, yeah, that works. Like I'm not doing it. So anyway, those are just some simple swaps. I did want to show you a few before and after pictures. Most of mine I take like in my bra and underwear, so I'm not putting those in here, but you can kind of tell what I mean. Like, and then you guys don't even know, like, but I basically went from, it's hard to tell. This isn't a good angle. I went from like a size 18, 20 at 226 pounds. Now I'm like 171 and fitting into size 8s and medium shirts. Still, I have my problem areas and my skin is doing its thing. It's getting the memo. Some body parts take longer than others to get the memo. So for me, I lose weight first in my like bust and my waist. Those got real small real fast, and I was like, yay! It went from like a 46 in the waist down to 32. Super fast. It was like, yay. And then my thighs were just like, oh, are we doing something? Oh, are we losing weight? Should I change? Nah, I'll wait, procrastinating till the last minute. But anyway, I did finally get there. And so that was like the last thing to get the memo. I mean, obviously I'm still going. So I started at 226. Now I'm 171. My doctor had said to be not obese, but to be overweight in the BMI category. She wants to see me under 164. So I think that's a very reasonable goal at 5'2". But the next bracket, I mean, obviously like every 10s that you get to, you're like, oh, I broke 180. Oh, I broke 170. Those are all exciting. But besides 164, under 164 sounds reasonable. There is also another bracket between overweight and healthy. So the obese to overweight threshold for my height is 164. And then the overweight to healthy BMI category is 144, I think it is, or 136. It's like down there. And I'm like, ooh, that's hard. So we'll see where I end up. I haven't been 136 since elementary school. Like that's just not my resting weight. When I was a senior in high school, on my 18th birthday, I did hit 140. I broke 140 when I was 18 because I like hiked every day and everything. So like, but I'm 37. Just put it in perspective. It's been a while. And I've had a couple of kids and I don't know. So lately what I've been trying to do is like on Saturday mornings, I try to do burn boot camp, which is just like get your butt kicked by some lady yelling at you. And the workout varies. On Sunday mornings, I go to spin class, cycle bar. And then like 3 of the days during the week, I try to do like whether it's stride, which is a treadmill place on my lunch or whatever. Sometimes I'll do like Pilates. Sometimes I'll do, it just depends on the day. Like I said, I've done a variety of different things. A happy hour dance, it's like a dance fitness class. I've done yoga. I don't find it super like fulfilling, but I do try to vary it once in a while. I don't know like which, workouts I like the best. It kind of depends. But I will say there are other ways to track progress, and that's one of the last things I wanted to talk about today besides just like before and afters. Like, sure, yes, you can look at the scale. But the scale, now I know, is not the end all be all, because as you do a body recomposition journey, you'll learn that muscle weighs more than fat. I mean, that's a thing you hear, right? Muscle weighs more than fat. Sure, of course, we all know that. But like as you gain muscle, your weight doesn't drop, but you start looking good. You're like, okay, but like the scale still says that number. And like, why can't I break through this number? Because I'm like really doing well. I'm like hitting my protein, I'm hitting my steps. So initially it was 11,000 steps. Now I try to do 13,000 steps a day. My average last week was 15,000 a day because I'm crazy. I know, whatever. I don't sit still anymore. I try to just be moving, and it's really working. I'm consistently losing about a pound a week. I did 52 weeks, 55 pounds, give or take. So that puts it into perspective. A lot of that though was since September. But anyway, so I've tried to kind of like change up everything and nothing all at the same time. I'm still just taking pride in my, food prep and tracking everything I eat and keeping track of those steps. But and then, so like on the days that I don't exercise, like let's say Wednesdays I have a lot of work meetings every week. I have like 3 or 4 calls every Wednesday. So getting out of work is hard. And then, like the kids have school, and then after work, it's like hard. So Wednesdays, I just like, that's my day off. I'm definitely not going to do any workouts that day. So that day I'll try to, hit my steps. That's my only goal. Like eat within my calories, eat enough protein, and also just hit my steps. So how you do that? Oh, go on a walk with the kids, hit on the treadmill, work on the treadmill while I walk. I cannot walk very fast. Are you coordinated enough? Because I'm not. I can do like 2.2 miles per hour walking while typing, and then I'm garbage at both. I like start tripping and falling, and I typo too much, and it's just like not productive after that. But if you are one of those lucky people who can do the walking pad while you work thing, good for you. I'm like a slow walker. It takes a lot to burn a lot of calories if you're walking and typing at 2 miles per hour. So it's like you're not really getting a good workout, but better than nothing, right? Better than nothing. Okay, so other ways to check your progress. One, if you're wearing a device or one of those monitors like they give you at Orange Theory, or at Stride, we have like a monitor you can wear on your chest that measures your heart rate and your other stuff to see how hard you're working. If you can't do that, use something like this to measure your sleep, and are you getting enough sleep? Sometimes when you're like, you have little kids, it isn't in your control. Or if you have a job where it's just not in your control, it is what it is. Do your best. But if you're one of those people who just scrolling on your phone and you should be sleeping and you should be, or you watch another episode even though you should be sleeping, prioritize that. I try to drink, my weight in ounces in water. Maybe not my weight in ounces, but like they say half your weight in ounces, but I'm not hydrated with that. So I try to drink about 120 ounces of water a day. I know that's crazy. To some people that's a lot, but to me, I was known as the camel as a kid. So like I just naturally, stay hydrated. But anyway, I've subbed a lot of things for protein-based, like protein pasta, carbonara, which is like egg pasta. I started eating eggs and egg whites, and making sure I hit 24 grams of protein at each meal. But anyway, how to measure progress. So scale, sure. Take pictures wearing the same clothes in the same positions. And I mean, I say even do it in regular clothes when you don't feel cute, because sometimes I find those are the most enlightening. Like a picture somebody else will take of me, I'll be like, damn, I look good, like, and it's not one where I was like sucking in and holding it in and posing with my arm a certain way, and you can also do, of course, the tape measure your body, do the pictures, do the scale, measure how your clothes fit. So, have a pair of jeans that's a size too small for you that you've been wanting to get back into. Try them on today, try them on in a month, and I bet you'll be in them, Also trying to, like for me, I noticed stuff, like I said, my ring, just little things like my watch, now if you're wearing a watch all the time, you might notice, oh, I need to go down one more size, or your belts, I never wear my belts. And then when I go to pull it out, I have to poke a new hole because I can't wear it anymore, too big. So little things like that happen. Also, you notice your skin is it's empty, it's saggy, because it used to be full. Or you'll notice like when you're not flexing, all of a sudden you'll be like, whoa, like, did you see that I have a tricep? Like sometimes I'll be at my desk and I'll like notice because I have this mirror next to me, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I have a muscle. Now granted, do I still have fat to lose? Absolutely. I'm not there yet. I'm maybe halfway, but maybe more than halfway depending on where I end up, landing. I think 136 is a hard number for me. I don't know if I'll ever end up there, to be honest. I think if I break 150, I'll be like ecstatic. The trick is not how to lose weight, it's how to maintain it. So what I'm trying to do now is focus more on the maintenance side of it and getting the mindset of free foods, which to me is different than what Weight Watchers considered free foods. So free foods for me, chicken breasts, cool, go for it. Eggs, I don't have cholesterol issues. Eggs, egg whites, go nuts. Turkey, white light meats, basically tuna, salmon, I suppose. I don't eat that, but if it was, that would be something I would consider. And then also, vegetables, anything vegetable based that's not a carb. So not potatoes and sweet potatoes and corn, but other veggies, lettuce, tomato, onions, bell peppers, cucumbers, stuff like that. And then for fruit, I only eat fruit maybe once a day. And then I'll have more if, one, it's like really good. Like you get a fresh pineapple from the store and you're like, this is the best pineapple I've ever had in my life. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll have 2 servings of fruit that day. But I try to always eat it with a protein. And then I also try to not have too much fruit because I realized I was doing like a lot of fruit before. And what I've heard online now, more and more as I watch, like, I think her name is JJ, what's her name? JJ something. She's has written a lot of books about it. She says, 1 piece of fruit a day. And 1 piece of fruit is half an apple, like half a big apple or 1 small apple. So she said you can have more if you exercise for it. Same with like potatoes. You don't normally eat potatoes, but if you work out, you can eat potatoes. So I try to change my mentality of like, I'll have potatoes, but sweet potatoes are better. So I'm going to have sweet potatoes. I can have bacon. I don't mind bacon. I like bacon, but I switch it for the turkey bacon and now I can have double. Hey, that's good. So I'm trying to add protein where I can. I've switched to like less salt in my diet. I can always add salt, right? I can always have the element like salt waters and stuff like that. But do I need them to add salt to my chicken broth? No, I can add my own salt to my soup. I don't need unnecessary salt. And I find like that helps with the bloat. And then you can add your own salt to whatever you want. Like if you need salt on your green beans, yeah, salt it up. There's nothing wrong. But why do I need to buy canned green beans that have salt in them? No, thank you. I will salt them myself. So I've been trying to season to taste as well. And same with like salad dressings and stuff. I do it to taste. So I'll put on not enough and then add a little more if I need a little more and leave the dressing in the kitchen. So I got to go back up from the dining room and go get it if I need more. And I find that I'm far lazier than I guess it's a good thing, Okay, and then another point I wanted to say is that my next video that I put up, I think, will be what I eat in a week. And I'm not going to include duplicates, so like it might take me 2 weeks to film it. But like, for example, if I eat an omelet Monday, I'm not going to show the same omelet on Tuesday and on Wednesday. And if I make pasta on Monday, I'm not going to show it if I ate the leftovers on Tuesday. So it might take me 2 weeks. Or you might think I just eat like something different every single day. But I think what I'll do is I'll just take pictures of my food as I'm doing it, as I'm making it, as I'm serving it. And then we'll talk about why I chose what I chose and what I like. And even if you don't like the thing, like, for example, you don't like cottage cheese, cool, that one you skip, you know what I mean? And like, you might find some recipes. I'll link what I can. So yeah, I thought I would do that for the next video. Let me know if you guys have any other requests, any questions, anything you want to know. Yeah, so I didn't make this video to like be braggy or like act like I know what I'm talking about in a sense. Like I'm just doing what works for me. And yeah, ClassPass is cool if you guys want a referral link. I'll see if I can link one down below. Basically, if they have it all over, and if you're in an area where there's like a lot of different options, like I am in the Phoenix area, I can go to, I don't know, 100 different places within like 20 miles of me if I want to go work out there, and they all just cost points. I've recently like upped my plan because I found that I was like using more points than I originally thought, but like it's still cheaper than a gym membership, and I have like workout ADHD where I want to bounce and do different things and I get bored of doing the same thing all the time. So, oh, I forgot. Another way you can test, see if you're making progress if the scale doesn't show it is just how much can you lift? How many minutes can you run? How fast can you run the mile? Physical accomplishments like that. Like I didn't used to be able to run. Now I can run. I ran a mile in 16 minutes and it was 12 minutes. Now I can do it in 9 something. So like little progress markers like that. Maybe you really want to do a pull-up. Maybe you want to be able to do a backflip. I don't know. Whatever it is, that's another way to make progress. But anyway, that is it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you found this helpful. Hope you got some tidbits. No hate on Weight Watchers. It got me down like 20 something pounds. It just wasn't enough to get me all the way. So Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.